السلام.
عليكم السلام.
انجينير أنا سكشن ماندي. حضرت الحين عادي.
هو عادي بس you can't do that again. This time okay, but later on you can't do this, okay?
Okay, sorry. Engineer, today we will do share screen.
I will explain that later, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so let's start. Hello everyone. My name is Engineer Hala Shihada. I will be teaching Electronics Devices and Systems Lab for fall 2021, EE312. The lab will carry 50% out of the course degree. There will be 10% on the final lab exam, and lab reports will carry 5%. There will be grade on participation, meaning that I will randomly pick the people and ask them to show their screen and show me their work that they did during the lab. If they didn't show me any work, they will receive a 0 in the participation. But if you show me a work and you have like mistakes and errors, it's okay, I can fix it for you and help you in fixing those errors. But if you show me no work at all, you will receive a 0 in the participation. Regarding rules of the lab, first rule is never be shy. Ask questions at any time and in anywhere. You can send me an email with a question and we can set a Zoom meeting, or you can pass by my office during the office hour. To book an appointment for the office hour, you need to send me an email to book an appointment. I want you to be like question machine, never be shy, and it would be my utmost pleasure to help you out. The second rule is do not copy reports. If you do not know how to write a report, it's okay, I can help you. If you have never written a report before in your whole life, that's okay also, I will help you. But any copied report will receive a 0. And please don't force me to put a 0 to anyone. I don't want to put 0 to anyone. I want you all to get a very good grade. And if you cooperate with me, inshallah, all of you guys will get a good grade. But if you copy, you will receive a 0. So don't force me to do that. The third rule, do not compare yourself with others. Just focus on yourself and compete with yourself. Compare yourself today with yourself yesterday, and always work on improving yourself. And because every person is unique in his own way. so do not compare yourself with others. Regarding lab report submission, you need to complete and submit the lab report within 3 days. So today is Wednesday, you have to submit the lab report on Saturday. Late submission won't be accepted. Any late submission will receive a 0. Any submission through email also receive a 0. You need to submit the report in PDF format on Moodle before the deadline. Regarding the software that we will be using this course in this lab is the offline multisim. Please install the offline multisim because I do not know how to use the online version and I cannot help you in the online version. So please install offline multisim and I will go with you guys in steps how to install multisim. So first of all, if you go to Moodle and you click on 312 page, you will find a file called how to install multisim. If you click on it, the first step is to open this link. So open this link. Then you have to create an account. You have to click on sign up and then create an account. Here write username, let's say Hala, first name and last name, role as a student. Then school, choose KCST. Doha Road, City Al Jahra. Email address, write your KCST email address. And then write your password and then create an account. Then after you create an account, you will receive an email that tells you to confirm your account. So you will click on that link and confirm your account. Then you have to open this link to download multisim. So I will open it. Then click on download and then these pages will appear to you. Click on I accept the above license agreement, then next, 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 and then this page will appear to you. Here you will put the license number that I have sent you guys on Moodle. If you go to Moodle in messages, as you can see here, there is a license number. Take this license number and copy it and paste it over here in this page, okay? Then click activate, then click next, and then multisim will be installed on your PC. Any questions so far?
دكتورة
Yes.
يعطيك العافية. أول شيء
الله يعافيك.
بخصوص المشاركة، يعني أنا الأمانة نزلت البرنامج وجهازي صار ثقيل، أوكي، والحين حاليا هو في التصليح لأنه صار يعلق وايد، فيعني إنه it's not fair، يعني إنه إذا مرة ما شاركنا إنه يعني تضيع من درجات البارتيسيمنت.
هلا today it's okay. Today I will ما راح أعمل grade على participation, but starting from next lab you have to solve the issue لأنه إحنا حنستعمل offline multisim طول الكورس. للفاينل exam you need offline multisim. So I don't know, maybe they can fix the issue with your laptop, but today it's okay. I will not grade on participation today.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Any other question?
دكتورة
Yes.
أنا داش من تلفوني فمرات الزوم يعلق. أبي إذا بغيت أسوي شير سكرين عادي بس إنه أحط الكاميرا صوب اللابتوب.
إيه عادي. Yes, it's okay.
يعطيك العافية.
Any other question?
أعتقد اللينك معلق مع البعض لأنه مو الكل داخل، يعني قاعد يتكلمون في الجروب.
ما فهمت. اللينك شو ماله؟
اللينك الرابط الليكتشر أعتقد معلق لأن في طلبة وايد مو داخلين الكلاس لحد الآن وقاعد يتكلمون في جروب الواتس.
معلق غريب. في شو اللي معلق؟ يعني إيش عم لهم لما يدخلون على
في إشكالية بالموديل الحين، ما أدري أنا كان معلق الحين فتح.
أوكي good.
أعتقد الطلبة يقدرون ينسخون الاي دي مال الكلاس ويدزونه. أنا ما عمري جربت بس اللي يعرف يدز لهم.
ما يصير بعدين كلهم يدشون باسمك. اذا نسخت الاي دي هذه انا
لا مو اي دي
مجربها.
الطالب، مو اي دي الطالب، في اللينك مع لينك الكلاس تقدر تدزه شو منه.
ما اعرف الطريقه.
مس
يس.
عفوا انا استعمل ماك، فحاولت الايام اني انزل اوفلاين مارتسم، ما نزل لي از كليرلي، فشنو الطريقه شو الحل؟
الحل انك تنزل ويندوز على ماك وتنزل مالتسم على الويندوز.
نزل ويندوز انا، بس هم في اشكاليه، بس اني بجرب الحين اسوي ريفرش عليه وبنزل الحين نوبه ثانيه، وان شاء الله انه يكون فعال. اذا في اشكاليه راح ابلغك ان شاء الله.
خلاص ان شاء الله. Any other question? ما في question? Okay, regarding the students اللي مو قادرين يدخلوا, I don't know how can I help them. Let me see. They clicked on the join link ومو قادرين يدخلوا.
اي دكتورة انا my friend she told me that انه معلق يعني ستاك، ما ادري انه ما قاعد يصير معها، ما قاعد يفتح.
والله ما بعرف شو يعني اعمل، بس يمكن الاي تي.
هي هذه مشكلة قاعدة تتكرر يعني، حتى قبل يومين نفس الشيء كذي صار يعني، ما ادري هو من الموديل هو من السيستم نفسه.
خليني اكلم الاي تي ثواني. الاي تي ما عم بردوا. خلص I will not put absent today in the system. So I will not put absent today for in the system. They can watch the video on YouTube. I will post the video on YouTube, and they can follow me later while they are watching the video.
Engineer, you will put for me absent because I absent in Monday.
Nice, your name is Nice.
Yes,
Which section are you from?
section I think 3.
Section 3, let me check. 1 second.
Uh, 4 to 6 Monday.
Okay, wait. I will check it later. So your name is Mason Mutari, okay? I will check it later. So if I put absent for you, I will remove the absent. But only this time do that, okay?
Okay.
السلام عليكم مس.
Wait a second. Okay. Please, can you tell the students that are trying to enter but they can't enter to use the KCST email ID? Can you please tell them, send them on the WhatsApp to enter using their KCST email, Zoom. And anyways, I will not put absent today for them. So, but they have to figure out the issue for next lab, because starting from next lab, I will put absent for people who are not attending. Okay. So let's start with the lab. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Today I will do the pre-lab with you guys, but starting from the next lab, you have to do the pre-lab by yourself. So the pre-lab of today is to analyze the input characteristics of BGT. Input characteristic of BGT is drawn between the various values of VBE. VBE is basically base to emitter voltage over I base at a constant value of VCE. VCE is collector to emitter voltage. We have to connect this circuit in multisim. So I will go to multisim and connect the circuit. We have transistor, 2 resistors, and 2 DC voltage source. So I think all of you guys know from where I can get a resistor. Place basic, then resistor. We need 1K, so I will write over here 1K. And we need 200 ohm. And then we need a DC voltage source from place source, power sources, DC power, 2 DC voltage sources. And then we need transistor. Transistor, we will get it from trace components, all groups. We will write the name of the transistor, which is 2N3904. And then you connect the circuit. And we'll add a ground, power sources, ground. This one VCE, so I will change the name of the voltage source, go to label and write VCE. And here VBE. Okay. and then we'll go to simulate, analysis and simulation. Then go to DC sweep. We will put the source number 1 to be VBE and the start point to be 0.1, stop value to be 1.5, increment to be 0.1, and source 2, start value 2, stop value 13, and increment 4. And in output, you will choose IQ1, iBase, the first one, and then click save, and then run.
Miss, can you do it again, please?
Okay, I will do it again. Wait. Okay, do you know how to connect the circuit, or you don't know how to do it?
Yes, we know, but the sweep,
Okay, the sweep. Go to simulate, tamam. And then go to analysis and simulation. Then go to DC sweep. Then set the VBE to 0, start value to be 0.1, stop value to be 1.5, increment to be 0.1, and VCE to 14 and 4, and then output. Make sure to choose IQ1 iBase. Double click on it and you will get it in the other side. And then click save. Okay, so far?
Okay.
And then run. You will get this shape, this waveforms. To make the background white, click on this one, black background. So we need to fill this table over here. He's saying that for VCE equals 2 volts, we want to find the iBase current for different values of VBE. So first we will fix the VCE to be 2 volts. Here down we have different values of VCE. We are only interested in VCE equals 2 volts. So we will unclick the other curves. This is 6 volts, this is 10 volts. So I will unclick it. This is 14 volts, so I will unclick it. And for VCE equals 2 volts, we need to find iBase current for different values of VBE. Here, as you can see, we have VBE. VBE is in the x-axis, and in the y-axis we have current. Current is iBase in the y-axis. So to find the value of iBase, we will go to cursor over here, click on cursor. You will get 2 cursors. You can, we need to use only one. We don't need the other one. So I will use cursor number 1. I'll use cursor number 1. And as you can see over here in this window, we have X1, we have Y1. X1 is basically VBE. VBE. And Y1 is iBase. So from this schedule, we need what? We need iBase. Let's say I want iBase for VBE equals 1.5. So VBE is 1.5. So I will go to multisim and I will move the cursor, the first cursor, to the right until I reach 1.5. As you can see here, X1 is 1.5, which is VBE, and Y1 is the I base. So Y1 I base equals 762 microampere. So we go to the schedule and write 762 microampere. Similarly for 1.4, 1.3, and so on. So you have to repeat the same steps for different values of VBE. Any questions? Or if it's not clear, I can repeat.
It's clear.
Everyone?
Until now, it's clear.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. This is for VCE equals 2 volts. For if you want to complete the schedule for VCE equals 6 volts, راح تروح على المالتيسم. You will click VCE equals 6 volts. You will unclick the VCE equals 2 volts. وراح تعمل the same steps. So for VBE equals 1.5 راح يطلعوا ال I base current. The I base current in this case is 729 microampere. So راح تحطوا هون 729 microampere and so on. Similarly for VCE equals 10 volts. Okay. And then he's asking you to plot the transistor response curves of VBE and I base for a value of VCE equals 14 volts. So he wants VCE equals 14 volts. He wants the curve of VCE equals 14 volts. So راح تروح على المالتيسم. We will click on the curve that has VCE equals 14 volts, this one, the blue curve, and you will unclick the VCE equals 6 volts. You will take screenshot of this waveform and you will add it to your lab report. Okay. Clear?
Yes, clear. And I have a question, miss.
Yes, sure.
We can do all of this manually without the DC sweep, right?
You have to use the DC sweep.
Okay.
Okay. هلا we start with the experiment. The experiment has two parts. The first part is about to analyze the output characteristics of BGT. Output characteristic of the BGT is drawn between the various values of VCE over IC, collector current, at a constant value of I base current. So we need to draw this circuit in multisim. So if you go to multisim, we need a current source. Go to tracer source, signal current sources, then choose DC current and add it to the circuit. And then you will go to simulate, analysis and simulation. For DC sweep, you will add VCE for source number 1, and your start point will be 0, and stop value will be 2, and increment will be 0.4. For source number 2, it will be I1. It will be 10 e to minus 6. Stop value 20 e to minus 6. Increment 2 e to minus 6. And then for the output, unclick this one, double click on this, and then choose IQ1 IC. IQ1 IC, then save, then run the simulation. You will get these curves. So we need to fill this schedule. It's telling you for I base equals 10 microampere. I want the IC for different values of VCE. So we will go to, yes, ask me.
Just one question.
Yes.
The variables we put in DC sweep, the increment and start value, are they written in the board or?
Yeah, it's written in the lab report. In the report, yeah.
Okay,
It's
thank you.
lab manual, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so we need the collector current for I base equals 10 microampere. So I will go over here and I will click on 10 microampere, which is the red curve. As you can see, it's 1/8 minus power 5. So I will unclick these curves. I'm only interested in I base to be 10 microampere, the red curve. Then I need to find IC for different value of VCE. So I'll move the cursor. The x-axis. Wait a second. Okay. So I want IC, let's say for VCE equals 2 volts. As you can see here, the x-axis is the VCE and the y-axis is the current. So I will move the cursor, the cursor number 1, and I will move it to VCE equals 2, the x-axis to be 2. So the y-axis, which is the IC current, y-axis is the IC. So it's 1.4013 milliampere. So we will go over here and write 1.4013 milliampere. You will do the same steps for VCE equals 1.6, VCE equals 1.2, 0.8, and so on. Also for I base equals 12 microampere, you will go to multisim and click on the green curve. It's 12 microampere, and you will unclick on the curve of 10 microampere, and you will do the same steps. For VCE equals 2 volt, I want the IC current. IC current is in the y-axis. So Y1 equals 1.7205. So I will go over here and write 1.7205 milliampere. And same steps you will do for I base equals 14 microampere and the I base equals 16 microampere. Is it clear so far, or I should repeat?
No, it's good.
Any questions? Don't be shy, please. No questions? Okay. Then he's asking you to plot the curve for I base equals 18 microampere and I base equals 20 microampere. So you will click on the curves of 18 microampere, which is in this case 1.8 e to minus power 5, and 20 microampere. So you will click on this gray curve, and you will unclick the green curve because we don't need it. We're only interested in 18 microampere and 20 microampere. So you will take screenshot of this one, the curves, and you will add it to your lab report. And then you have to identify the regions of operation of the amplifier. Here we have the saturation region in this area. In this area, we have the active region. And down in the bottom area, we have the cutoff region. Here, cutoff. Okay? Okay, so far? Clear? or should I repeat?
We mark. How do we mark them?
Sorry?
How do we mark them? The saturation activity.
You can mark them by any pen, يعني electronic pen.
Just write on the area, right?
Yeah, this is saturation, active, and cutoff. Okay. So any questions for the first part of the experiment, or there is no questions? It's clear? Okay. I think it's clear. Okay, for the second part of the experiment, we need to analyze the output versus input characteristics of the BGT. It's drawn between the VBE, base to emitter voltage, and VCE, collected to emitter voltage. We have to draw this circuit. I have it ready over here. Okay, I have connected the circuit like this one. And then I will go to simulate, analysis and simulation. I will only use source 1, I will not use source 2. For source 1, start value is 0, stop value is 2, increment is 0.2. For the output, you will click on V3 and then save, and then run the simulation. You will get this curve. And then it's asking you to write the VCE value for different values of VBE. As you can see here, we have the x-axis to be VBE and the y-axis to be VCE. So we need the cursor. I will use the cursor number 1. And let's say I want VCE for a value of VBE 2 volts. I will move the cursor to 2 volts. As you can see here, the x-axis is the VBE, it's 2 volts, and the y-axis is the VCE. So it's 198 milliampere. So I will write over here 198 milliampere. You will do the same steps for VBE equals 1.8, VBE equals 1.6, and so on. Then he's asking you to plot the curve for VCE equals 10 volts. You just go over here and take screenshot of this and add it to your lab reports. And that's it. Any questions?
بس
Sorry?
شنو الفائدة من التجربة هذه؟ يعني شنو ايش قاعد تشرحين؟
عم بشرح ال relation between output وال input characteristic of the BGT.
شنو هذيلا؟
هاي ال relation characteristic relationship of the BGT.
شنو يعني بي جي تي؟
BGT is transistor, bipolar junction transistor.
بعدين هذا شرح ولا نحل مع بعض ولا شنو الطريقة؟
Today I will not ask you to share your screen, but starting from the next step, you have to share your screen and show me your work. During أنا اللي عم بسويه أنت تسوي نفس الوقت على لابتوبك experiment. عشان I will ask you to share your screen.
المرة الجاية تقصدين ولا الحين؟
إيه لا المرة الجاية.
ليش اليوم خفيف كذي؟
بدك أوكي if you want you can do it and I can
لا
ask
بالعكس
you.
أنا والله بس قاعد أسأل يعني شوف إن كنا مستعجلين شوي.
هو الوقت بياخد أغلب الوقت بيكون على ال student participation يعني أشوف الشغل تبعهم. But today I will not ask you to share your screen. Starting from the next lab, you will be sharing your screen. But any other question, please?
Doctor, can we share if you want? If we want?
Yes, if you want,
Marks?
yes. Yes. You want to share?
No, not right now. Don't start.
انجينير وين ألقى الفايل اللي
Sorry.
حق الريبورت؟ الفايل
موجود على موديل.
وين مكانه؟
هلا بورجيك. شايفة السكرين تبعتي؟
ايه.
Okay, go to 312 and then lab experiments. You will find lab 1 BGT characteristics.
Okay. Today بس lab 1 صح؟
هاي lab 1. Lab 2 next week.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Any other question? No questions? Okay, next lab, at the beginning of the lab, I will pick names. I will pick names and ask them to show me their pre-lab. So you have to do the pre-lab before the lab starts, okay?
The pre-lab for the next lab, right?
Yeah, you have to do it before the lab session starts. And if you have any issues, you can ask me.
Okay.
Sarah, you have to submit the lab report for this week. It's due within 3 days. Any other question?
We should do this one that you made before.
Sorry?
We should do this one also.
Which one?
The one you explained just now, the lab one.
Lab 1, you have to do it, and you have to submit a report.
When it's due?
It's due within 3 days. It's due on Saturday.
Okay.
Any other question? No questions?
No, thank you, Miss.
Welcome. Okay, thank you for your participation, guys, and see you next week. You can leave if you want.
Engineer, I'm downloading البرنامج بس وين أحط الليسن؟
Did it يعني نزل البرنامج ولا للحين؟
تقريبا نزل بس أنا مو عارفة طالع لي أكسات.
Okay, can you share your screen?
Okay.
Okay, yeah. شايفة مكان الإكسات؟
أي.
حطي هذا الكود اللي حبعته على الشات right now.
أحط عليهم كلهم؟
لا بس واحد. حطي
أول
هذا
واحد.
الكود. اوكي حطي الكود اللي بعته على الشات.
اوكي.
N capital.
مو طالع لي. اوكي N capital.
مو طالع لك؟
مو طالع لي بالشات.
اوكي شوفي الحين.
اوكي الحين.
M not N.
أعطيك active.
Yeah, activate. Okay, next. Close. روحي على السيرش اكتبي ماتيسون. طلع لك؟
إيه.
اضغطي عليه. اوكي الحين شغال.
اوكي. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Any other question?
بس بالنسبة لي أنا سكشن 1 سكشن 2 أنا بس حضرت اليوم اللي أنت ذكرتيه بالإيميل أحضر مع يوم الأربعاء.
إيه.
فالحين هل سجل حضور أو لا حيكون مسجل غياب؟
لحظة خليني أشيك على اسمك ثواني. أنت أي سكشن؟
أنا سكشن 2.
سكشن 2. لا مو مسجل غياب.
تمام يعطيك العافية.
Okay, any other question? No questions? You can leave if you want.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you. Okay, see you next week, guys.